Welcome back to Dubai Real Estate Philosophy. My name is Ahmed, and today we are covering Imtiaz, a very cool developer in my opinion. Recently, we went out to JVC. They had invited us to look at their brand new launch of a building called Westwood Grand. It was the handover party basically, where they had invited everyone who had bought that project, and they were going to show them their units, and they were going to do the whole handover process. It was an amazing event. We did a whole video. You can see some of the b-roll right now. We were at the top. We saw the pool, we saw the gym, we saw the clubhouse, we saw the barbecue areas, we saw the units themselves, which are fully furnished, by the way. An amazing project. It was great to see something, not just from renders or show apartments, but to see the actual building being handed over. And that was the second or third building Imtiaz has handed over, and a lot of them are upcoming in Dubai Islands and Dubai Land Residential Complex. In my opinion, one of the best developers right now in the affordable category is Imtiaz. So their latest launch, Blanc in DLRC by Imtiaz. We're going to cover them. We're going to see the pricing, we're going to see the location, we're going to see why Imtiaz rather than other developers, and why Dubai Land Residential Complex other than the other location. So this is basically, we're going to first go through the brochure, and then of course, like always, we're going to do our investment analysis on this project. So number one, this is Dubai Land Residential Complex. Now obviously this is just a render. There are a lot more buildings than this, but this is a render of the building. And again, as we always say in this channel, it's always about bringing the renders into reality. This is a render, and it's a gorgeous render, but it's not something that out of this world. They've already handed over projects similar to this, right? And just like in the b-roll you're going to see right now, we're also at the rooftop. They had a pool, they had an amazing area over here. They have a nice meeting area, gathering space for, parties, those kind of things. Very nice design. Now, before we move on, this is something that is very important to understand. Why Dubai Land Residential Complex? This is basically Dubai Land Residential Complex, and we've covered this many times, but one of the most important things is Al Ain Dubai. This is basically the highway which is called Al Ain Dubai. It was recently opened. It's a massive like a 12-lane highway, and it was recently opened, and you can see the connectivity, right? Within 5 minutes you're in Academic City, you're in Silicon Oasis, you have the Polo Club right there, the Dubai Safari Park right there. Of course, Dubai Outlet Mall is right there. Global Village within 10 minutes range. IMG World of Adventure. The list keeps going on of all the stuff that is surrounding Dubai Land Residential Complex. And most importantly, in the 15 to 20 minute mark, you can reach downtown, you can reach Dubai Mall, Meydan Racecourse, and of course, Dubai International Airport, which is up and coming. Now, the similar projects, which we'll basically highlight over here, is where we have basically Majan, and a lot of people compare this to Dubai South. Now, Dubai South is basically this entire area. We have, of course, the Maktoum International Airport. We have Expo City Dubai. There's some projects that are coming over there for sure. And there's some other areas like, for example, Arjan, Majan, and we're going to look in the future about the pros and cons of those areas as well. But this is what I have to show you. This is a very important, very prime location, very strategic location, and it's one of those locations that is now up and coming. So it is, again, very strategically located, excellent connectivity everywhere. Al Ain Highway is a hack. You can skip most of the traffic in Dubai when you're using that highway. Now, again, these are some of the other renders. This is obviously the pool at the top, which again, you can see in the b-roll. We saw it as well, gorgeous design ethos, and of course the amazing connectivity that we just talked about in Dubai Land Residential Complex. Of course, here's another render where you have the podium, you have some F&B options at the bottom. Now, this is again the top view. Very nice, very well made. Imtiaz is known for their good construction quality, and one of the most important parts is that Imtiaz is known for having everything in-house. Imtiaz used to be a contractor. They've done many projects for big developers as well, so they have a very solid vertical integration, and it's very good for them to make high quality stuff. They have a lot of experience when it comes to contracting, and they take all that expertise. As a matter of fact, they've won awards as well for that, similar similar to, you know, Ellington and all these guys. And again, here's another beautiful shot of the rooftop. You can see some play areas, some seating areas, a nice wooden deck, and of course the pool as well. Now this is the lobby area, and again in our b-roll you can see it's all about bringing the renders to reality. This is not just a render. You're going to see that the renders that they had for Westwood, that is exactly what they delivered as well. Now, speaking about the amenities, that we already saw some stuff, but they do have the clubhouse, the gym, an adult pool, a kids zone, outdoor cinema, a kids pool as well, barbecue area, and outdoor dining area. It is filled to the brim with amenities. And again, we saw that in our video. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you go check that out as well. We saw the entire building. And of course, here's the cherry on top. It does come fully furnished. We have brands like Bosch. It's also smart home powered. And we have, of course, Alexa home as well. Now we're going to talk about basically Imtiaz LeBlanc, the investment analysis. We're going to go through the numbers, look at the pricing, and of course, most importantly, compare it to other developers and other areas as well. Now, number one, we have to understand why DLRC or Dubai Land Residential Complex is better than Dubai South, Arjan, and Majan. Number one, just like we saw on the map right now, it's more central location and it has faster access to key Dubai hubs for sure. A stronger existing infrastructure. Again, a lot of it is already done. Dubai South is more of a long-term play. Better rental demand today, of course, just like we mentioned, Dubai South is a more long-term play and higher liquidity, easier to rent and resell. If we come to Arjan is already mature. Okay, so there's not that much, it has less upside potential. DLRC offers lower entry price, okay, and higher growth potential. DLRC also has a stronger one-bedroom and studio rental demand because of the academic belt, right? Just like we saw, we have Silicon Oasis over there, we have the academic city, a lot of people coming in and out of those areas, and of course, IMG World Global Village. These have a lot of footfall and a lot of traffic, and we compare with Majan. DLRC is more connected to academic, corporate, and tourist nodes, again, and higher rental yield potential. Again, these are all based on data and historical data. Always do your own research to figure it out. These are the numbers we have come up with. And of course, DLRC enjoys a stronger master community evolution. There's a lot of developers that have multiple buildings in DLRC, so it's gonna come up with this nice design ethos, whereas Majan, maybe not that serious of a developer game. There's only a couple of players in that market, and it's not as booming as basically DLRC, right? And of course, DLRC enjoys stronger master community evolution, better long-term positioning for resale. Now, why Imtiaz is better than other developers in DLRC? Now we have figured out that, okay, DLRC is pretty solid. It's better than Arjan in most aspects, and it's better than Dubai South and Majan in a lot of aspects. Of course, every community has its pros and cons, but why Imtiaz, right? There are other developers in DLRC as well. Well, the reason for that is number one is quality and design. Again, see the B-roll now. They have so much better stuff. Most importantly, they have historical data and relevance. There's a lot of developers there that are building their first building there, or their second building there. Imtiaz is no new company. They have handed over buildings in basically the Furjan area, Discovery Gardens area. They have almost 11 to 12 buildings in Dubai Islands. They have a lot of buildings in JVC, and one of them which they handed over, which we made the video on. So they have a lot of technical prowess. They've delivered a lot of projects. They know and they have that reputation. Premium finishes outperform typical DLRC competitors. Again, that's a pretty solid stuff. Better design language and higher tenant appeal. That is very important because it also comes fully furnished and tenants love that, and the quality of everything is very solid. Just like we talk right now, reputation and track record, consistently high delivery rating, excellent review score, 4.8 out of 5 stars, strong in-house construction, better quality control. Just like we said, they are vertically integrated. Resale strength, again, Imtiaz units typically resell faster just because of the brand name, the high quality finishes and the furnishings as well. Higher perceived value than mid-tier developers. Imtiaz is, again, just like I said, if you name a lot of brands, people might not know, but you ask any broker about Imtiaz and they definitely know about it, and they are pretty happy and satisfied with them. So furnishing and quality, stronger secondary market uplift, and of course location selection. Imtiaz picks premium pockets inside DLRC. They have had 6 buildings. This is the 7th one, so they really know what they're doing. Projects placed in high demand microzones and better orientation, views, and usability. And most importantly, investor focused products. We're going to talk about the 50-50 payment plan, the 70-30 payment plan, and we're going to crunch the numbers as well. Smart layout designs, amenities that outperform other developers, and strong after sales support and smoother handover process, which we experience ourselves in that video. When you're going to notice the 70-30 payment plan, this is basically what they have, and they have basically 8 installments. It depends on whatever project you're going, but around 2 to 3 years of post handover payment plan. That means you already have the key, you're already starting to make rental income, and you still have to make payments. And that is great for ROI and capital appreciation. We're going to crunch those numbers, but this is just a nice breakdown for studios: 1 beds, 2 beds, 3 beds. Again, all prices are in dirhams. You can see this is the EOI, what we pay in the down percent, and then obviously the first installment is 20% down payment, the 4% DLD, which goes to the government one-time payable fee, and their admin charges. Again, we always like to point out there are no charges for broker services in Dubai from the off-plan market. If you're buying something new, you don't pay the broker anything because the developer pays us. Of course, if you're buying something that's already built, you have to pay a 2% agency fees, right? So these are the number breakdowns. Pause the screen and look over it. And they have another payment plan, which is 50-50 payment plan. And in that section, this is how it is. Basically, you pay 50% during construction and then 50% on the handover as a lump sum. Whereas over here, you basically paid 70% during construction. So you pay more during the construction, but then that 30% at the end, you can stretch it out to 2 to 3 years. So both have pros and cons. Obviously 70-30 is the better way to go, even though the prices, they increase a bit. That is a key point. We have not shown it over here because it really depends on the thing. LeBlanc, you don't really have all the information until the building is actually launched. This is beforehand, where we're trying to give our investors an expected idea. Now, these are roughly the starting prices. These are the estimated annual rent based on market currently and the historical data. Of course, by the time it's handed over, they're going to be a bit higher. So these are basically the rentals for today's market. Again, by the time it gets handed over, they're going to be a bit more. Always do your own research, but these are the numbers we have come up with. Now, based on these numbers, again, we have not accounted for the 70-30 payment plan. We'll get to that in a couple of slides. But based on these numbers and the amount, if you pay the full amount on 50-50, your gross ROI is here respectively, and conservative 4% a year. We've put the appreciation, which is very doable. It's not a hype at all. In my opinion, it'll be much more than that, but even at a conservative rate of 4% for 2 years, that is your capital gain amount, which is pretty solid. Now, the pre-handover cash, 70% of unit price. Now, if you choose the 70% and 3% post-handover, if you pay only 70%, this is the amount you have paid, okay? And expected the annual rent, that is going to be your effective ROI on the cash that is invested, because we still haven't paid the 30% and we're going to pay that in a couple of years time. Now, combined return, this is basically the annual rent. These are the capital gains until we get the handover. Arguably, that is going to be the return on pre-handed over cash. This is, again, if we choose the 70-30 model, which obviously makes this the better option if you want to grow your wealth, if you want to make it better and use the developer as leverage as well. Now, what these numbers show, again, strong gross ROI across all typologies. All units deliver approximately 6.3 to 6.7% gross ROI. In today's market, by the time it's going to be handed over, it will be pretty much the same, because your price will also appreciate now, which is comfortably above the Dubai average of 5.5. Again, keep in mind why. Imtiaz is a decent brand. They have good reputation, tenants love it, kind of like Ellington, but the only difference is it's much more lower cost and it does come fully furnished, and they have an amazing payment plan, which we currently showed. Prime fully furnished projects again. And then number 2, conservative capital appreciation is still attractive. Just like I said, we only use 4% annual growth, and gains range from 57 to 147,000 depending on the typology, and projected values by 2027 show a healthy uplift without exaggeration. These are very conservative numbers, just like I always say, safely positioned for investors. LeBlanc provides low entry points, high liquidity, future metro uplift, and fully furnished premium positioning, which gives you the rental advantage. So we got a lot of inquiries for projects like these. The next step basically is that they have an EOI process, which is expression of interest, where you basically pay 5 to 10% of the property amount to the developer's account. They give us a token number, and then they announce a launch date, and on that launch date you will be basically allocated the units. Now keep in mind, again, I always mention this, I work with Aeon and Trisl. You can see it on the side. We are the #1 brokerage ranked in Emaar, which is the largest developer in the world outside of China, and that gives us a lot of leverage with all the developers. We're one of the largest brokerages in Dubai, so whoever you're working with, make sure you check their brokerage. Make sure they're a reputable brand. They're one of the top 20 companies in Dubai, because apart from that, if you don't have that and you're submitted an EOI, you will be disappointed, because it's a very tough game, especially in today's market, to actually secure a unit. I get calls all the time with people who have submitted EOIs, but they didn't get a unit. Unfortunately, by that time, it's too late and they have to buy in the next launch at a premium price. So figure all these things out. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. You can reach on my number at the top right corner. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye for now.